Good afternoon, everyone. This is PreMarket Prep at the close. I'm Spencer Israel. That's Joel Elconin. Joel, it is a green kind of day. Trying to find what is down. There are some stocks down, but pretty much everything is up. Everywhere you look, green, green, more green on the screen.
That's just one of those days where just kept on going.
Yep.
We took a little while. We zigged and we zagged a little bit this morning, but once we took out that pre-market high, I had it marked down at double O even, 3,500, just a psychological level. Boom, took that up 40 handles, and you got the 35.41 right back up near that double top at 76 and a quarter. We were thin on the way down and some sellers on the way up. But overall, great day for the market. Except I guess if you own crude, crude's down $1.06 at 39.54. Gold in the green by 250 at 19.2870. And silver is also in the green here by 16.2 cents at 25.27. And don't look now, Bitcoin boys and girls. 11,650. That's a $540.
Don't worry, Joel. I'm not looking now.
Bitcoin, it is a highly correlated asset, correlated with the market. It's buy everything market. But boy, oh boy, you want to start with this tech rally?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing today, I was surprised to see just Apple and Amazon just kept on going. We talked about this trade for the past couple of days. We talked about it on Friday. I think typically, then this is anecdotal, but I think we've usually seen like the run up to events trade tends to end at the by the morning of the event at the latest, sometimes even the day before. So I was surprised to see Amazon and Apple just continue to catch bids pretty much all day today.
I know, it's like if you talk about something, you strategize it, you just never expect to work out like that, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Boy, oh boy. I'll go to my main number in Apple here, and I've been talking about this for a long time. It was a gap up, so if you came in short, you were toast. But for quite some time here, I have been talking about your split adjusted close.
Show us your charts.
I will here. I even get the charts up here. The split adjusted close in Apple, that's just kind of been a psychological number that I've been talking about because it didn't hold it well. Apple has the first couple days, it just took off out of the gate. Made that old time high just at like 137 and change, but then it came down. It came down hard, and what do you know? 124.81. That was your split adjusted close. And where does this rally to go today? 125.18. So there, I'm gonna put a 4-star next to Apple 125 tomorrow. That's the only high. Kind of like, look at that, how close it looks to the S&P chart. You're up near the all-time high, only a couple highs ahead of it. So good day for Apple and Amazon. Up $160 after that move that it had on Friday.
Yeah.
Wow, $300 in a couple sessions, 3,500, not quite, 34.96.24, holding that. Both gap ups. I'm not a big fan when stocks gap up like that, but definitely good for a trade, a day trade. But we'll see. I think, if it disappoints or whatever, you could easily work your way down to 3,300. But the big boys leading us higher.
This is one of the challenging things about any kind of market that we've observed definitely on this show is sometimes the trade really is so easy.
Yeah.
And you're surprised when it works, right? Because it's not easy. But other times it seems so easy and so obvious, and then it doesn't work. It reverses, right? So you're surprised either way. You're surprised when it works, and you're surprised when it doesn't. And in this case, the run up to the Amazon Prime and the iPhone event tomorrow, I mean, that trade worked better than I think we thought it would have. But it's just, you don't know. I would have been surprised either way if it didn't work or the fact that it worked this good. So I don't know what it tells you about this market, but I'm definitely surprised that they kept on going after 10 a.m. today.
Well, and do you use your levels from today?
Yeah.
And and use them as stopping points or resistance points or just future levels. Like I said, there's gaps in both of these. I mean, pretty high expectations now, right? For
I mean,
Prime
I
Day.
don't know what they can say that would not make the stock go lower. You know what I mean? Um,
Yeah.
this is this
You
is a
think that?
shaping up to be a sell the news type of event.
Yeah. All right. What about
What
some
about
of
Twitter? What about Twitter here? 5-year high. I never thought I'd see the day that Twitter sniffed 50, and we're getting there.
yeah, how high did we get in Twitter? Yeah, I used to try and pound this stock with options and just puts and calls, more calls than puts. Uh and it just kind of laid off for a little bit, but couldn't quite get to the 50, made a new high for the move there, 48.65, still up near that level. Not the, it got the boost. I think they're gonna have to show it this quarter. I mean, how many times have you seen them rally into a print and disappoint? You have a lot of factors. You did going, with the election year. Not sports was a little bit quiet, but I think probably a lot of COVID updates and COVID tweeting going on. So, and then they got, as Dennis said, they got rid of the fake accounts. Full disclosure, still long it. I got really frustrated in this area, but just decided to hold on. Just don't like that gap underneath there. Maybe if you're going to want to be patient here, wait for it to pull back into the lower 46 handle. Uh, if you want to try a lower risk long.
I mean, we've been saying it for the entirety of the Trump administration, where if they can't grow when the president of the United States is on the platform nonstop, then when can they grow? But maybe this really is the year with a pandemic, with an election. I don't know.
Yeah, if Biden gets in, I don't, that
Yeah,
could
Joe
be
Biden's
interesting.
not going to be on Twitter, so I
He
mean,
is, but I mean, it's
not to
not.
the same extent. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
exactly,
maybe this
exactly.
maybe this is the year. Well, either way, we'll find out on October 29th when Twitter reports their next earnings
29th.
for the third
Okay.
quarter.
S&P's
Yep.
tailing off here a little bit. I mean, he rallied. You had a 50-point rally off that early morning low. We exceeded the 9-day out trading range by about 8-9 points. So just got a little bit ahead of itself. Always good to see a back and fill here. Whether or not we're going to race up to that 35, 76 and a quarter, 75, the all-time high. We'll see if some good earnings can lead us to that promised
Yeah,
land.
interesting observation from Easy Mike. I noticed that too. Shopify is down. So there's a bunch of stocks that I tend to group together in my brain as like the first stocks that blasted off during COVID, right? Peloton, Zoom, Shopify, even like Overstock is in that group. Overstock and Shopify both down today. Zoom, Peloton, not so much. Even Slack is up, almost 2.5% today. So I was surprised to see Shopify down on a day where pretty much everything is up.
Yeah, I mean, Shopify's not Amazon here. You just probably got close to that all-time high, just under 1150. Couldn't ring to register there. And then, a stock like this, I mean, what kind of volume does it do? A
Pretty
little
heavy.
over 2 million. I mean, that's not bad volume.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's say you're an institution and you got, 100K to sell, it ain't so easy. You got to do it through
Sure.
the VWAP and whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what you had. Just something like that. It could just be one big seller, on a day like this, trying to work out of the positions, and then the bots catch up. Like,
Yeah.
okay, oh, there's a seller in here, and then they get ahead of it, and boom, 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 they knock it down, and that's what you have. So giving a little back, that's a concerning day for Shopify. They're not an Amazon, but man, great run from 850 to over 1100. I can't complain about that.
Uh,
S&P's picking up on the downside here. Profit taking looks like going into the final 11 minutes of trading.
is today the best day for Ford since June? It might be.
This might be the best day for Ford ever.
Maybe. I don't know. Is there news on Ford? I didn't see anything.
They sold the truck. No,
Benchmark, they got an upgrade this morning
I
from
think it was
Benchmark.
benchmark. Don't you?
Man, I don't know.
Take a picture of this, folks,
Yeah.
because you never. I can't remember the last time you've seen a 50-cent intraday move in
I'll tell.
or
I think it was
when.
June. I think it was June. I think it was like June 10th, June 9th, June 8th, June 5th, somewhere in that range.
Really?
I
Why?
I feel like you saw. Oh, I'm just looking at the chart. I'm just looking at the size of the candles.
But 50 cents like straight up like that? That's here, let me go to the chart so you can see what I'm talking about. Uh you know what? You maybe caught someone flat-footed here. Trading range. Oh, 740. You can't lose money shorting at 740. Look what it did here. Look what it did here. Look what it did here. Oh, look what it did on Friday. And then boom, benchmark comes in, says you got to buy forward, and it took off. I don't know. GM, it had its ups and downs, but that had a nice move, and maybe Ford's just playing some catch up. But here,
Yeah,
let's take a look at the GM chart.
and spinner.
Don't call it triple top, but you got a triple top there. GM, watch out longs, 32.63, 32.58, 32.67. And the other triple top I talked about, and I don't want to talk about it, L Brands. I don't like that formation. That's not even a triple top. What is that there? How many highs did you have in the same area? Oh, wow. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 highs. That's a 6 tuplet high. And now the sellers stepped down to 33.09. Now you're under 32. If I did sell stocks in my long-term portfolio, this is one I'd be considering selling. I just don't like that top there and break it down through 32.
Spinner pointing out that Kramer's been bullish on for the past few days, and I think I read somewhere a few months ago that all these trading apps like Robinhood and Webull, they all give you a free
And they're
stock.
like, yep.
They give you a free stock for joining. I think I read that Ford was like the most popular free stock. That's the one that's the stock they give away the most. It's why it's so widely held among Robinhood clients, because it's the stock that everyone gets for free.
Do you want to hear my free Ford stock story?
Sure,
Free Ford.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize you had.
Have
Free.
I told you this one before?
I don't think so.
During the financial crisis, when Ford got down to $1,
Yeah.
I think they were giving away 100 shares if you bought a new car.
Oh, that's right. If you bought a car,
Yeah.
you did tell. Yeah.
Actually, it was only I had to do my homework on this before I put it in an article.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like when I called like the public relations department, they're like, they were like, what are you talking about? And then I made some phone calls, and one of my buddies who has a buddy that owns a dealership in Dearborn was the one that offered that.
Oh.
And yep, you could have had Ford for $1, but nice move. I mean, we want to see Ford moving up here in the Motor City. That's a big move to digest. I mean, you got to start thinking about $8 in this eventually. How's FCAU doing?
I have not looked at that one. I have not looked at that for a minute.
Yeah, that's quiet.
It's steady.
Yeah,
steady.
it's not since when did Susie Marchione pass away?
That had to have been like 2 years ago now.
Oh, really? Yep.
Okay.
I don't know. Let's see. I mean, good rally. How's Tesla doing? What's Tesla doing?
It's surprisingly, I mean, okay, it's up.
This is settling up here in this area. I've been talking about this 455, 460 area. Yeah. I know it's not a real impressive day, only up $8.
I know.
But the fact that it's closing up here is important. I'd keep an eye on Tesla tomorrow.
Oh, I just had a stock I wanted to bring up, and I'm blanking on it. Sorry, I just had
That's
something
okay.
There's a lot that I wanted to say, and you brought up Tesla, and then
I was doing all the auto stocks.
It left my brain. That's all right.
How are the
Dillard's. That was the one. DDS.
Oh yeah.
I love this one, Joel. It kept on going, and then it's still up 25% today.
But, and this doesn't do y'all any good now, because I when I did my article, I was looking at this, and I did it. This is the pre-market prep stock of the day, and I'm like, hey, I wonder why it stopped at 61.70. Actually today it stopped at 61.50. Yeah. And I went back, and what I do is I drill down on the monthlies. And the monthlies, I didn't see anything, right? There was a monthly high at 70. But if you drill down on the dailies, I mean, and you'd have to have a pattern recognition, really smart software, a lot smarter software than me. But if you would have looked, you had a double top in February, at the end of February, at 61.39 and 61.72, on its way down to 21.50. So, I mean, those are, if you're quick enough, to catch those things, if you're looking at the chart. But a lot of times when you see a stock make a move like that, there's a reason it stops in a certain area. And it's backing off now. Sellers are coming in, kind of a thin stock, blew through that pre-market high. I hope no one was shorting that thing at $50, because it opened right there and then just ripped people's head off. So that 47% short interest, Spencer, we mentioned that. That was a killer there for Dillard shorts.
Is today a key reversal? No, in Workhorse? No, it's not, right? A key reversal is when it closes below the previous day's trading.
Right.
So okay, we're not quite there.
And it didn't quite make a new high yet. Oh, look at that. Oh, Mitch should have been alerting everyone to this. And if he's not, I'm going to be very upset with him. 30.88 was your September 18th high. 30.99 was your
Oh my
first
God.
high. It didn't quite get there. 30.59. Okay, we'll give Mitch a pass on that, but that should have been over 30. I mean, last time it went over 30, caught a cold, but selling off here, hopefully for longs. It doesn't do what it did last time it hit 30, but I think there was an offering or something at that time that took it off 30. But Workhorse backing off.
Yeah, I don't remember. I cannot remember all these. There's so many offerings. I am not gonna try to keep them all straight and try to remember them. But I believe you that there probably was an offering at whatever high that the stock made. To the chat, they're all talking about Cloudflare. Ticker is NET. That is the top performer of the day.
Give me that again.
NET, Cloudflare. It's
NET.
Yeah, it's your top performer if you're winning.
Wow, what did they do?
They had a press release this morning. I'm not even sure if it's that notable. They just talked up their Cloudflare One network. I don't know, to be honest with you.
I don't know. I'd be a little leery on this one.
Yeah.
Memo was out on Friday a little bit. Big follow through today, closing near the high of the session. So they just may pump this thing up overnight and see what happens. And unless someone comes out and sacks it with the downgrade here, but not familiar with that stock, but nice move.
Yeah. All right. 358 here. Got a couple minutes left in the trading session. I see a $3 billion selling balance. Nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, on a day like this, take a little bit of profits. S&Ps are, backed off into the 35.20 handle. This actually, I got to check this. This could be even though we didn't hit the all-time high,
Yep.
This could be the all-time closing high. And you know how I like that. I think, what do we do on this day? Just for a reference point, all-time closing high was on September 2nd, 35.69. So we got a little ways to go, but this is no doubt the second all-time closing high in the S&P 500 index.
All right, just as a reminder, tomorrow, I think, if you want to call it that, is the first unofficial day or official day of the Q3 earnings season. We've got Johnson & Johnson, Delta Airlines, JP Morgan, BlackRock, Citigroup, and Fastenal all tomorrow morning before the opening bell. That'll be the theme of tomorrow's show, is kind of the first day of the season. So we made it. We made it through the doldrums. Now we have like 3 or 4 weeks of constant earnings to keep us busy. And then we have an election to keep us busy after that. So there will be a lot going on in the markets for the next month or so and afterwards. So there will not be a shortage of headlines and catalysts to keep us occupied. 4 o'clock. That means we are closed. That means we are done. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and please remember that all the information from our broadcasts are meant to be used as informational purposes, not for investing or trading advice. Everyone have a great rest of your Monday. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning.